My name is CRISSY DASTRUP. I'm from the Office of the 4th District, Councilman Bunch's office. Thank you all for joining us at the beautiful World War I Museum and Memorial for the inaugural swearing in of Kansas City's LGBTQ+ Commission and recognition of International Trans Day of Visibility. We appreciate all of your continued support. We will start with remarks from Justice Horn, followed by Council members Eric Bunch and Andrea BOUGH. They will be followed by Mayor Quinton Lucas and the swearing in of the commissioners by our City Clerk, Marilyn Sanders.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Justice Horn. I use he/him pronouns, and I'm grateful to hold this space with all of you beautiful people tonight. I really want to commend you for stepping up on behalf of your community and agreeing to serve in this capacity. Tonight we come together to swear in 13 commissioners to the state's and city's first LGBTQ commission, as well as commemorate, celebrate, and uplift our trans and gender nonconforming neighbors here in our city. I first want to thank the National World War I Museum for hosting us tonight and for always embracing the many community events we bring them. Second, I would like to thank Councilman Eric Bunch, CRISSY DASTRUP, Katrina Foster, Councilwoman Andrea BOUGH, and Marissa Aide for championing this historic legislation that produced what we have today. I also want to thank the Mayor and City Council for making their appointments and for ensuring that this commission reflects the diverse LGBTQ community at large. So, where do we go from here? Not only do we take this time to celebrate this historic step towards justice and representation in our community, but we also understand that the work starts today. This commission's purpose and why it was created is to uplift, serve, and further unite the many LGBTQ people who call Kansas City home. We hope that our community looks out for one another, understands one another, and looks for ways to love one another. But we have to dream of the possibilities that lie ahead, and we have roadmaps of cities that have been doing this work. Cities like Atlanta, Georgia, and are known in the LGBTQ world as the LGBTQ capital of the South because of their commitment to every aspect of our community. We have the people to do that and so much more right here in Kansas City. We have people doing this work and offering these services, but we need to further uplift and act on areas we may fall behind on. We must dream of a city where every single voice is uplifted and every single soul has resources not only to survive, but to thrive as a community. But we must be honest with ourselves today. Kansas City is very much in a crisis. Trans people, and especially trans women of color, have been murdered at a very high rate here in our city. 20+ trans people have been murdered this past year. 20+ people who called Kansas City home. I know I've said this before, and I'm not saying that this commission is going to save everyone, but this is one of the many steps that we take to make sure that no one falls through the cracks and that everyone is seen as people in our community. So I'm hopeful for the future of our city. I'm hopeful that this commission will continue to move the needle on human rights here in our city and ultimately make Kansas City a regional leader when it comes to human rights and LGBTQ representation. So tonight's lighting of the city skyline is to commemorate this historic moment, but to also signal to people all over the city and all over our country that Kansas City is committing itself to the needs and the welfare of the LGBTQ community from here on out. That we step into this decade committed, that we look out for our neighbors, work for our neighbors, and ultimately, and more importantly, love our neighbors from here on out. So I want to thank all the commissioners for stepping up, but we have plenty of work to do. I know that we are going to meet this moment, and I want to thank the Mayor and City Council for entrusting all of us to further advocate for our community and to ultimately make sure that everyone's seen as a valued person in our community.
Something like this shouldn't be hidden. It should be visible. I promise you I am smiling. Smile with your eyes. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eric Bunch. I'm the 4th District City Council person, and I was a proud co-sponsor of the ordinance that led to the adoption of the LGBTQ Commission, and I am very proud to have played a role in that. And as an ally, I see this as a huge step forward. It's not the only step, it's merely a step in Kansas City becoming a truly inclusive place where people feel free to be themselves. And so just like the Trans Day of Visibility proclamation we just presented, we need to make sure that we are a leader in the country as far as cities go to show that this is a city that values the culture that the LGBTQ plus community brings. And so I thank you commissioners for wanting to take part in this, because we have to have you at the table. We have to have your voices at the table. We have to have your thoughts and initiatives to come to the city to make sure that we are passing good policy, that we are engaging as a city with the community and making sure that we're doing events and programs, but really changing the face of the city and making sure that we are an inclusive place and that it's a place where people really do feel safe. So again, thank you. I want to also thank Justice Horn for always being present and really taking the lead on initiatives like this. If it wasn't for folks really taking that initiative to help us, then we wouldn't be here. And so it takes advocacy, and that's where you all are today. And now you have a much more official position, and use it to make this city a better place. Use it to make the lives of your community safer. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and thank you so much for wanting to be a part of this. And I also my door is open, and let me know if there's anything else I can do to help to make this city a better place. So thank you all, and good luck in your endeavor. And I look forward to seeing the big swearing-in ceremony here in a few minutes. So thank you all.
Thank you all for being here. I'm Andrea Booth, 6th District at Large. Today, as we've all said, and you all know, we take a moment to celebrate the International Transgender Day of Visibility. We celebrate with you and the contributions that you have made to our community. We celebrate the progress we have made as a city, even while some in our state choose not to see the humanity in all of creation. It was my honor to recently sponsor, along with Councilman Bunch, an ordinance to ensure that our health policies are inclusive of all the health needs of transgender and gender nonconforming employees. And I'll just break from my notes because I want to also thank Justice Horn, Austin Strassel, because they really were the impetus in getting this presented to us and before the City Council and passed. Councilman Bunch is correct. It takes advocates working with the City Council to get the policies through the Council and in front of us so that we are aware of the things that we need to do as a council to ensure that all are recognized and all have a seat at the table. We as a city will lead by example and lift up all human life, striving always for equity in our policies and justice in our principles. All people, regardless of their race, sex, age, ability, gender identity, and sexual orientation, should be treated with dignity and respect. And today, we as allies stand with you and we support you. Thank you very much.
Good evening. It is an honor to be with all of you. And we're in an interesting space to commemorate a lot. We talk about sacrifice, but we also talk about change. And I love when we think about this commission, how much Kansas City has changed over time. You don't need to go back 100 years. It can go back 20. So many of us knew what life was like when we were growing up. So many of you. We knew the things that were said in the cafeteria, on a playground. We knew the things that were accepted, the things that purportedly were not. And we knew how it was so important for us to just fight for people to be able to live, to be respected, to be loved, to be part of a community. That's what this commission is all about. It's about making sure that people feel recognized, appreciated, like they have every right to be part of Kansas City's story, Kansas City's future, as much as anybody else. And the other thing that's very interesting about this is that you have so much support. I had the fortune, or misfortune, however you see it, of spending time in Jefferson City this week, where folks, for some reason, like to debate all of our lives, all of the things we get to do, all of the people we get to love, everything that life is all about. I'm proud of that in Kansas City, we're different. No matter where we're from, we respect difference. We respect each other as humans, and that everybody on the council is standing with us today. Some may not speak today, but I want to make sure I recognize all of my colleagues who are here, those who have not yet spoken. My colleague Kevin O'Neill from the 1st District at Large, Raina Park Shaw from the 5th District, Dan Fowler from the 2nd District, and that's everybody I saw. And I know everybody who is not here stands for the causes you'll fight for, the changes you'll make, and the fact that there will be kids that are coming up today. They're going to say, Kansas City is the type of place I want to stay. Kansas City is the type of place I want to make a difference because I feel accepted, because the council and the mayor stand for me. They respect me. And all of you know, and I say this maybe for some of the people watching, how much of a difference it makes. I was in high school, many of you might have been too, when Matthew Shepard was killed. And for so many of us, it was this sign of what's wrong, of how much we have to do. And so many of you have continued working through all of these years, despite the obstacles, the objections, the votes that we've had in Missouri and Kansas that tried to tell people they didn't belong. You kept fighting. You kept leading. You kept telling people, no, this is about respecting our fellow humans. This is about building a greater and better community. And you keep fighting today. So what I say in particular to all of our commissioners, there is much to be done. We are in, and I say a shocking, but I know Missouri too well. We're in a disappointing fight about the rights of our trans brothers and sisters. We're in a disappointing moment where we have to continue to say, respect people, recognize people. But we'll win. And the reason we will is because we're on the side of what's right. We're on the side of listening to people, respecting people. And I thank you for carrying that, not just in Kansas City, but for the people who are in the suburbs that are watching, the people in the small towns, the people everywhere who say, you know what, if I can be loved and respected and myself in Kansas City, maybe I can respect myself in Sykeston, Wichita, wherever I might be. And so I thank you all so much for doing that. It has been an amazing and interesting year to be mayor. But I have to say a thank you, particularly to Councilman Bunch and CRISSY and Councilwoman BOUGH, because not every day do we get to do something that's actually happy, that's actually a celebration of people and a sign of why we were all elected, why we all ran for office. It was to make a difference for folks. It was to make somebody else's day better. And you all will do that work for all of us. So I want to say thank you so much for your commitment to our city, for making a difference, and for continuing to fight those hard fights that we knew were ahead back in the 1990s, that we persevered through, and that we continue to fight today. You will make an amazing difference, and generations later, we'll look back and say, Kansas City really cared, and thank them so much for doing so. I won't talk too long, but I will invite up our city clerk, Marilyn Sanders, and CRISSY DASTRUP, and we'll make sure we do the real business portion of today, get some folks sworn in, give you all the work. I promise that we will double your salary within a month. You know, the bonus will be great too, but more than anything, truly, I'll stop soon, but truly, we appreciate you. You don't know how many people, when I'm at a school or somewhere else, will run up to me and will say, just thank you for doing something I didn't even think was that important. That's the work that you're doing. And we appreciate you and thank you so much for doing it. So God bless you all. And CRISSY, let's read some names. Marilyn, we'll get the work in, and everybody else will get to work real soon. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Lucas. Don't want to follow you ever. So eloquent. All right, so let's call up our appointees, and that would be Moon Glasgow Brown, Justice Horn, J.D. BESARES, Ciara Glasgow, Darryl Johnson, Riley Long, Dr. Molly UHLENHAKE, Mel Bishop, Stephanie Sloan, CELIA RUIZ, Justin Short, ERAM, NINAZ, CLARA Anderson Santa. Can you guys join us over here? And then Marilyn.
If you raise your right hand, please, and when I'm done, just say I do. I do solemnly swear that I possess all qualifications of the office of LGBTQ under the Charter of Kansas City, Missouri, adopted by the vote of the people of said city August 6, 2006, and all subsequent amendments thereto, and am not subject to any disqualifications in said charter named, that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state of Missouri, that I will observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances of Kansas City, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of said office, so help me God. You are officially sworn in.
We're excited to tell you that we will be joined by some of our downtown cityscape buildings who are showing support tonight with pink, blue, and white lights representing the trans flag for Kansas City's Trans Day of Visibility. Thank you.
My name is Justin Short, and I'm so excited to be joining the LGBTQ Commission here in Kansas City. Kansas City is very important to me. I'm very passionate about the city itself as well as its growth socially. So this is a great start for all of that. I'm so excited to be able to fight for the lives and the welfare of LGBTQ citizens all throughout Kansas City and its surrounding areas, specifically District 4, which is my district, which will be downtown Kansas City. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Sloan, and I am happy to be part of this commission. I am a child and family researcher and also part of the LGBTQ community. I'm very excited to push forward policies and practices that help our LGBTQ individuals, children, and families in the Kansas City area.
My name is Celia, and I was born and raised on Kansas City's east side. The reason, well, I'm humbled to be a part of the commission. I never would have thought I would see someone like me in a space like this. And so then I take this responsibility with a strong commitment, not only to Kansas City, but to even people outside of Kansas City, where they can see what we're made of and how much we can achieve. But then I'd also throw out something specific in Spanish, because I would never, ever imagine hearing these words coming out of someone like me in a space like this on a day like today. Así es que un saludo para toda mi comunidad LGBTQ aquí en la ciudad de Kansas City. De una manera súper humilde, hago mi parte para que seamos mejor representados aquí en la ciudad. Entonces, de una manera muy humilde, cuenten conmigo. Me llamo Celia. Gracias.
I'm Clara Anderson Sante. I wanted to, well, actually, I'm honored to be a part of this commission just to make sure that the world is safer and more inclusive for the next generation, for my children, for all folks, for everyone. Thank you.
My name is Mel Bishop. I'm really excited to be part of this commission. As an 18-year-old, I think it's really important that my point of view as a young person is bring something to the table, and I'm really excited to be able to put my voice for the LGBTQ community, and I can't wait to learn all the amazing things I'm going to.
Hi, my name is Riley Long, and I am part of the LGBT community, and helping this community is my biggest passion in life. I want to do everything I can to make everyone feel safe and supported in Kansas City.
The main reason I joined the commission was as a black LGBT growing up. I love Kansas City because there was no diversity and there was no opportunities for me at my age. So coming home and seeing the change and the growth has been promising, but there's still a ways to go. That was the main driving force why I joined, is to have a seat at the table and make those changes and have ears that we can change some good things about Kansas City.
Hi, my name is JD BESARES, and I'm very proud to be nominated to the LGBTQ Commission, and I'm excited to do the work of ensuring that all trans people of color are represented in our policies and procedures here in the city and ordinances, and I'm excited to work with all the other commissioners. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Molly UHLENHAKE. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm privileged and honored to be a part of the LGBT+ Commission of Kansas City. I will work to close healthcare disparities and gaps within the LGBT+ community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is ERAM NINAZ. I'm your 5th District Representative. I joined this commission because I grew up in Kansas City, and a lot of the culture around Kansas City has formulated who I am as a person. And one of the main things that I would like to accomplish here is to bring the idea of actually progressive to Kansas City, which means doing things that will actually change people's lives and not just give us lip service. I am definitely excited to work for the people who are just like me, people who are aspiring to be free like me, and all those before me who were not able to be free. And that is exactly why I'm here today. So thank you.
Well, I think it's absolutely amazing that so many people in our community came together and stepped up on behalf of the community. I think without a doubt we're going to meet this moment, this commission is going to meet this moment, and Kansas City is going to leap forward because there are now people at the table. So I think it's absolutely amazing to work with 12 other commissioners who are absolutely committed to the future of our community.